Hey everybody, good to see you again. Good for you to see me again. Wish I could see you. I just did a 10-minute segment on this subject of the common good and forgot to turn my microphone on. So, yeah, imagine some people who don't like me very much would probably think, oh good, he's quiet. So yeah, I had to delete it. But anyway, so yeah, the subject's on the common good. And this whole thing, by the way, I was thinking, I do this a lot with guys. I'm like, hey, what's going on? It's like almost sort of a scout salute or whatever. And I do it with guys, but I don't do it with women. I don't think I've ever done it when I see a woman, like at the fitness center or a grocery store or whatever, down in the neighborhood. So I guess it's sort of a masculine thing. It's like, dude, how are you? With women, I'm like, hey, hi, how are you? So anyway, so the common good. So is there such a thing? No, there's no such thing as the common good. I'll get to that later on. Well, there kind of is. And hint, it has to do with what this whole YouTube channel is all about. And so, yeah. I've been hearing this phrase, common good, since I was a kid. We're going to do this because it's for the common good. It's for the good of society. It's good for everybody. And so, I started thinking, what is the common good? What exactly does it mean for everybody? Because when you're like, if you see a bunch of young people wearing earbuds, I wear earbuds. But if you see a bunch of young people wearing earbuds, you can tell somebody else, young people nowadays, it's common to see them wearing earbuds. Or, I think most of us agree that the majority of people, frankly, are clueless, maybe even stupid. So we could say cluelessness or stupidity are pretty common. But when people, government types and leftist types and even GOP types, not really libertarians, sort of, not really. But anyway, when those people say that they want to pass a law for the common good, generally, I think what they're talking about is it's good for everybody. It's good for society. And they're not. Those laws are specifically detailed towards a certain segment of society. And then generally, another segment of society has to pay for it. Like welfare. Welfare. Some people are stealing, taking money from you and I. They don't call it that. They're like, no, I'm getting this because I deserve it because I'm poor. And, those people over there making the money, they can afford to lose a little bit of that money and, pay for me. I'm on hard times. And of course, it makes you wonder, where are their friends and family that they could ask for the money instead of demanding that strangers pay for their lazy life or their some sort of thing that happened in their life that made them temporarily poor. And I've talked about that before. You would think that all these people on welfare would, just go to friends and family. But the reason they don't is because friends and family are fed up with them. They're not going to give them any more money. Or they don't have any friends. And their family disowned them a long time ago. So the only place for them to get the money is to go to government. And government takes that money from you and I. It's been doing that since the reprehensible FDR started a lot of these programs. And then they got bigger under Johnson in the 60s, much bigger. So yeah, we've had tens of trillions of dollars stolen from us. But the thing is, it's not for the common good. It's not even really good for these people who are taking the money. I mean, imagine psychologically that that you're getting theft money from other people. Let's say it's a mafia organization in New York, and the mafia people go over to a family and say, here's some cash that we gathered from local businesses for you, that we took from local businesses for you. I mean, that family can't be happy that they're getting stolen money. And the same thing with welfare, which is basically a mafia type of organization with the government. They take money from you and I, and they give it to people that they deem appropriate to get our cash. So psychologically, it's just not good to get money from people you don't even know, to money that you know has been taken from them. And a lot of these people, they blank that out. They don't want to think about it. But it's not for the common good. In fact, the irony of the whole common good laws is they're not good for anybody. They're bad for everybody. They're bad from the people being stolen from, and they're bad from the people taking the stolen cash. So they are universally bad. And the same thing goes for all the other laws: Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, even climate change laws, regulatory laws, climate change laws. Supposedly it's saving the earth. We don't even know if CO2 warms the earth. There's very little CO2 in the atmosphere. It's 0.4 of 1%. I mean, it's so small an amount. We don't even know, really, folks. We don't even know if CO2 warms the earth. I kind of hope it does, because we are putting a little bit more into the atmosphere. I mean, I want the earth to be warmer. 20 times more people die from cold weather than warm weather. So you would think all the environmentalists and the leftists would be like, pour that CO2 into the atmosphere. We need fewer people dying around planet Earth. But no, they're like, we need to reduce the CO2 so more people will die. Okay, yeah, they don't say that last part. But that's what happens. So anyway, so climate change laws cost businesses money, and the only way for businesses to get that money back is to charge you and me. It's the way it works. It's the way regulations work. And what it does, what climate change laws do, is empower politicians. They're the only ones who get good out of this, if you want to call it that. But they're basically mafia chieftains who are making good money and make more money after they get out of office. And so, they're the only ones profiting off of all of this, really, when it comes down to it. So it's not for the common good. Those laws aren't. No laws are for the common good. The only thing that's, hate to use the phrase, for the common good is actually, ironically, what's good for the individual. And that is rights, individual rights. You have a right to your own body, property, and money, as I've said. And that includes if you start a business, you still have a right to your own body, property, and money in the business. It doesn't become a public business. If you decide to sell to people, they're just people. They're just individuals. It's your business. So a constitution that honors individual rights is actually good for everybody. Interestingly, the only people who really suffer from individual rights, a completely free society, are those who don't take care of themselves, those who are irresponsible, whether they want to shoot drugs, not have a job, whatever, be lazy all the time. They're going to be poor. They're going to be in bad physical and psychological shape. So freedom allows you to abuse yourself. And if you have a totally free country, that means nobody's coming to your rescue. And so there it is. And in a free country, ironically, there are fewer lazy people because they know they can't mooch off of the rest of us. So individual rights are good for everyone. They are commonly good, universally good for everyone. And that's what we need to have. I hope we have it one day. That's what this channel is about. That's what I hope you're watching for. Glad you got to see me again. Look forward to the next time. Talk to you soon.